Right, hi guys. Today I'm gonna have a go, try my hand at a bit of a craze that's been going around YouTube. I'm a little bit behind on this one, but better late than never. I'm gonna try and do a hot cider. So before I do that though, it's a beautiful day. You can't brew, as they say, without having a beer. I'm gonna try out Brewmaster Ben's Brew Firm's Framboise raspberry beer. So, hi guys. Unfortunately, like a right plonker, I decided to play around with the settings on the camera and I turned the microphone off, so everything I recorded didn't work. So I'm going to try and talk you through this and edit this together as we go. So for this brew, as you can see, I'm using 5 litres of Asda's apple juice. It doesn't have to be expensive apple juice, but it does have to be from concentrate. I'm using a teaspoon of pectolase and a teaspoon of yeast nutrient. The hops you can see there are Amarillo hops, and all the equipment that you can see has just been sterilised, ready to make our hop cider. Oh, and of course 200 grams of granulated sugar. Okay, so before we start the brew, as you would tell from the start of the video, I decided to open up one of Brewmaster Ben's raspberry beers. I didn't get it all in the glass the first time round because it was quite well carbonated. So I'm just setting myself up here while I'm brewing a nice beer as we go. So cheers for that, Ben. That was a very nice beer, and I did do a little bit of a review for you. I'll whack that up in my Homebrew Wednesday video, mate. Okay, so basically just going to use some scissors then. I'm going to open up the first carton of apple juice, and what I'm going to do is take 500 millilitres and pour that into the glass jug that you can see there. There we go. The reason I'm putting 500 millilitres into the jug is because in just a second you'll see me pick up the sugar. There we go. And we're going to weigh out about 200 grams of sugar when we get this thing set up, that is. And we will add the sugar to the apple juice, and basically we will try to dissolve that sugar into the apple juice. I'll come back to that when we get to that point. Okay, so yeah, just putting the sugar into the apple juice now, and we're going to boil the kettle, and I'll show you how we're going to use the kettle in a moment to help us dissolve the sugar into the apple juice. Okay, so basically then I'm just going to put the jug with the sugar and the apple juice into a saucepan, and I'm going to take a swig of Brewmaster's Ben beer apparently. But what I will do is pour the boiled water from the kettle into the saucepan, and just let the hot water raise the temperature of the apple juice whilst stirring the apple juice to dissolve the sugar into the apple juice, make it easier to pour into the Demijhon. Okay, so we're just going to speed things up here for the sake of boredom. Basically, I'm just pouring the remaining 4 cartons of apple juice into the Demijhon whilst I'm waiting for the apple juice in the jug to warm up a little bit and dissolve the sugar. What you can do is put a hole in the bottom of your juice as well, just to help get it into your Demijhon, and of course I always use a funnel just to try and keep things as clean and tidy as I can. Okay, so we're going to speed this up a bit as well. Basically the sugar's now dissolved into the apple juice, and I'm just going to take the jug of apple juice and pour that straight into the Demijhon, ready now to start adding our hops. Okay, let's try this again. So the next step in doing what I'm doing is I'm going to rehydrate the yeast. I haven't done this before, so this was a new experience for me. And I'm just basically using the same method I used with the apple juice. I don't think I recorded that bit though. But just basically poured 50 millilitres into a jug, put the boiled water into the saucepan that was filled with cold water, and brought it down to pitching temperature, and basically I pitched my yeast at that point, which you can see me doing now. I'm using a sterilised thermometer just to give that a gentle stir and get that going. Okay, so while we're waiting for the yeast to rehydrate, I'm putting in the pectolase and the yeast nutrient. Like a right wally, I actually spilt half of my pectolase all over the desk, but luckily I don't think the camera picked that up. Not that lucky, I just told you what I did. I'm now going to weigh out 35 kilos of Amarillo hops. Brewmaster Ben did say to use a minimum of 25, but why do things by the minimum? Just go all out in it, that's what I say. Unfortunately the scales that I had weren't that great for measuring out, so I'm going to have to invest, I think, in some digital scales there. And we're just going to poke that through the top, which took quite a while unfortunately, and wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so I'm just going to put in the last of the hops there, and of course it's time for a sup. Cheers, Ben. Okay, so the yeast is rehydrated. Just going to pour that into the cider. Didn't quite get my levels right, filled it right to the top, so without a doubt there is going to be one massive blowout on that. But you live and learn by experience, don't you? I always do this. I don't seem to be learning that well. But that's the yeast gone in. Clean hand over the top, give it a good shake, make sure everything's good and mixed up in there, give the yeast a good chance to get itself going. And after that, basically all we've got to do is add on an airlock and use some boiled water that's sterile in the airlock, and put the cap on it, which you should see me do it up now.
When the moon shines on the cowshed and we're rolling in the hay, all the cows are out there grazing and the milk is on its way. I am a
Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up, guys. That's the hot cider. I'm going to move that to a warm place and let that ferment out for a couple of weeks. I might put into secondary, I don't know yet. But check out my Homebrew Wednesday videos for some updates. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Cheers.